quick story today that I wanted to share with you. I found it so relevant to what we do on Twitter, on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever social media platform you choose. But it has to do with negative people in general. And you may have run into a few negative people on Twitter. And I think that this may equip and help you learn how to deal with them better. So I go to Saddleback Church, and for those of you that go there know that Doug Fields is one of the pastors. He recently just went out into the world on his own to go write books and really work with high schoolers. Anyhow, so he is back this morning, and he was saying how he was working on something he was writing on. He's at a Chick-fil-A. He's got his Bible laid out. He's got his books, everything spread out. So he's getting work done. And this used to happen to me when I was in college, when I had a theology class. And I swear that book attracted so many yahoos. Everyone wanted to say something good or bad about it. Anyhow, so he's working, and this guy walks by him and says, "God doesn't work," and then goes and sits right in the booth right next to him and staring at him, and it's very awkward. And he's thinking, wow, did he just say that to me? And I don't know about you, I've had that happen to me a few times on Twitter, where you put something out there that, I mean, I never try and put hurtful things up. Sometimes I just think it's humorous, and sometimes it's the facts. But, you know, people get political about everything. So I put a few things up, and then had people almost do those little drive-bys where they, you know, come up and just spew something. You know, God doesn't work, or whatever they have to say. And it's clearly not about me, because I don't know them that well, or you know, what could I have said in 140 characters that could have offended them that much. So anyhow, and then, you know, I really was thinking about this. Why would people say negative things? They know you're going to see it. It's in your out replies, especially if they put your name there. And so I was really digging in and asking a few people, because I was just curious. What motivates people to write back something that's just nasty or just mean? I mean, what's the point, really? I mean, again, if I said something about my beliefs and you don't believe that, you know that I do, so clearly you want to write something back. And I mean, I just was trying to figure out, well, really, what's the end point? There has to be some motivation, because especially on Twitter, it's not like in life. You can unblock people, never worry about it again. So anyhow, after lots of thinking about it, talking with others about it, and then just some advice from some of my mentors who are a little further ahead in the social media game than I am, and I just kind of came to the conclusion that these people want to engage. I mean, duh, it's social media, right? Not anti-social media. So they want to engage, and especially when it's about sensitive issues, I really had to take a look at that. Like I said, they could have just as easily unblocked me, and again, just like the guy in Chick-fil-A, could have just gone and sat on the whole other side of the restaurant, but they chose to engage. And even if it's not something nice, they want to engage back. It's not always a bad thing. That person's kind of putting it out there, again, with the sign, I want to engage. I clearly want to talk about this, or I wouldn't have written something like that. So I just want to challenge you, and I wanted to share this story with you, because it is going to happen. It's going to happen in your daily life. It's going to happen on Twitter. And just don't be afraid to go there to people, is what I wanted to share. Doug said with this particular person, he just said, well, can I hear your story? What is your story? You feel that way for a reason. And I thought that was so great. And actually, I'm going to be doing that this week. So if you say something mean to me this week, and I ask what your story is, I really do want to know. I really do care. I want to listen. I want to hear from you're coming from. We all can learn from each other, and that's one of the things I really value about Twitter, is getting to know and love people that maybe I never would have had the opportunity, because maybe we're so different, or live in different states, or again, just from different walks of life. So don't be afraid to go there. But then again, like my good friend Scott Stratton says, you know, you also don't have to feed the trolls. Many of us really, it's not about the number, but we've really worked hard to build our followings and attract people that are like us, and just like us for who we are. You know, not the vanilla version, the real version. So you also don't have to expose, you don't have to expose your following to people that are just poisonous, and they're out there. And again, Scott wrote a really great article about not feeding the trolls, and I love how he said it. It's people in their mother's basement, and you know, they're just not happy about life. You're going to find that, you know, life is not easy. So just be open, be aware, and I want to challenge you not to just hit unblock so quickly, but be that person that cares, that truly listens. And again, if people are toxic, and if you can't think of any toxic people, you may be one, but you know, just be yourself, let others be yourself, give them a little slack. Life is rough, and the last thing that we need is to be tearing each other down. So, and if there's anything I can ever do for you, please feel free to reach out to me. Very approachable, and I love to meet new people and work with new people. Anything I can do to help, I'm always happy to do that. So hope that this little story is helpful, and thank you for taking your time to watch this video. Feel free to leave a comment below, and have a fantastic week. Don't be a stranger.